they say that like a week in the NBA can be like a lifetime, and so much can change in a week. And just last week we were making predictions that Steve Nash would no longer be the Brooklyn Nets coach, and it comes to fruition very quickly. And one of the hot takes that I don't think anyone really could have predicted was Kyrie Irving would publicly, I guess, attack the Jewish community, and has now found himself in a lot of hot water for that. And the owner of the Nets has now requested quite a long, extensive list of actions for him to do to show reprimands. But, he's on the last year of his contract. That situation's already not very good anyway. I don't even know if it's a hot take, but is this the last year that we see of Kyrie Irving? Are we looking at a Stephen Marbury situation where he's just untouchable after this, and it's not worth getting him, even with all the immense talent? And, is it unfathomable that Kyrie plays in the Chinese league and becomes a Buddhist and shaves his head and all of that good stuff? I don't think so. I reckon it'd be like a great documentary, but I think Kyrie Irving's out of league. Has he played his last game? I would say that sits at a 50-50 split right now, because there's a lot of money behind this. And that's really the big motivator for anything. So, the NBA has come out and condemned this. The commissioner has to comment on it. They don't need this. There's a lot of investors. There's all these things. Is he going to be able to return, even with that list of actions? Maybe, maybe not. And then the additional hot take is, I think I said it last week, but the Nets blow it up this season. The Nets blow it up very soon. KD is clearly excellent, but let's just get equivalent value for it. Give him to someone who thinks that they have more of a shot than they actually do. Give him to someone who is stockpile picks and do a flip around like that. But I think Brooklyn, they had their window with the big toe, right? If the big toe doesn't occur, maybe they're the champions in 2020. But that was it. I think that window's closed. And the quicker that they accept it and move on, I think the better everyone will be.
I actually thought about this. It's funny you come up with this take. And my thought was, he won't be with the Nets next year. That's probably a high percentage, bet there you'd lay down that you're gonna, pay off on. I just feel that he's so talented that someone again would give him money. But now here to me seems like the take here. Would Kyrie even want the money? That's the thing. Depending on the situation, all right, it depends which team it is and where he's supposed to be going. It always seems to be about Kyrie. Isn't that it? It's always about Kyrie. Every time he talks about something or he says something, and then it spins it into, it's about me and my beliefs and everything like that. So I think there's teams there that have yet to experience him firsthand. They've obviously, seen all these things that happened in Boston. Firstly, once he went over there from the Cavs, then obviously now what's going on in Brooklyn. But it's a funny league sometimes. He's going to serve his suspension here. It might be a greater take here that he doesn't actually meet the six expectations before he returns, and he never returns back this season. But I think he probably would. All right, and I think someone else will give him another, you can almost say a third chance. But what happens to that third chance could be, we're probably more likely seeing not that much more of Kyrie versus another 5 or 6 years of this very talented player, but so controversial, I guess.
Yeah, and let's not even chime in with the coach hiring situation. Udoka is currently on, I guess, a suspension. And there is a mounting social pressure that, picking him up and not making him serve out that suspension is just, it's disrespectful to women and the contradictions of power that, he's put on that situation as well. So I think Brooklyn, Brooklyn is the hardest team to run currently that has probably no legitimate shot of actually winning anything. It's just controversy after controversy. KD has to comment on it. KD had to clarify some statements today because basically he was like, I just want to play ball. I don't really care. And then he's had to come out and clarify, I do care, but I what I meant was I really wish we didn't have to care and I just want to play ball. Like no one needs this, right? And you even think about and we haven't even talked about Ben Simmons, right? The man who, is he even mentally able to play basketball anymore? Does he really want to be there? Is he content with what he's earned? Who on earth knows, right? I feel bad for Patty Mills, right? He's our Australian treasure, and he's just buried on that buried on that roster now for at least another year, and he's got to stick with it. So poor Patty Mills. That's what that's the cold take at the end. Patty Mills, just you feel bad.